Okay. All right. So let's start with this here. Okay. Can you read the directions, please?
Yeah. Talia and Nick are at Talia's apartment. They continue to talk about the recording. Look at the picture. Talia's upset with herself. Nick is trying to calm her down. Predict. What do you think Nick says?
Okay. So what can he say?
The truth will always win out.
Okay. Probably the truth. Always. Right.
I wish I could go back and do it over.
Well, you can't. Take it from me, I'm a professional athlete, I know. I've had far more failures than successes.
Well, none like this.
You just need to forget about what's done and get your head in the game for the next match.
You're right. What's done is done. Or in this case, what's not done is done.
Talia, if you hadn't done such a thorough job of investigating this, we never would have known the truth. Now we do.
How can you stay so positive?
I don't know. I guess it's my nature.
Well, I wish I were that optimistic. I guess I'll have to quit my job. Amy will take my place. She'll be a good researcher.
Talia, take it easy. You're overreacting. Things really aren't so bad.
Yes, they are, Nick. They're terrible. And the most terrible part of all of this is that I let you down.
Have I ever told you about my grandmother?
No, I don't think so.
My grandmother is a very wise woman. She always told me to tell the truth. She always said the truth would win out.
Okay. So you were right. The truth will win out. This grandma saying. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So at the beginning of the scene, Talia and Nick agree about something. So what is it?
They can't do anything about the recording now.
Yeah, they cannot go back and change it.
He learned it for his grandmother. Ah, no. Ah. Mm. I think no, I think he learned it from his grandmother.
Okay, I'm not sure about that one, I guess.
Yeah, me neither, because he said that it was part of his personality, but about the truth, her grandmother give him a lesson, right?
Yes, about the truth.
Yeah.
But is that why he's an optimistic
No,
person?
it's
I don't
natural.
know.
It's natural part of his personality. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we're gonna see.
Yeah.
And why does he think Talia is overreact?
She talks about quitting her job at Newsline.
Yeah.
The truth will always triumph over lies.
Okay, we will always triumph over time.
Triumph.
And careful with the pronunciation of truth too. Usually you mention the th, like truth.
Truth. Sorry?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly, I said.
Ah, okay, I didn't.
Okay, so yes, we were. Okay. We were right. It was a part of his personality. Okay. So now we have to look at this past and real conditional or third conditional.
Okay.
And do you remember any phrase that they use with the third conditional?
Any phrase? No. I wish I could. No?
But that's not conditional, right? That's just I wish.
Oh, yeah, yes. No.
So they say, okay. This is what they say. Nick says this. Nick says, if you hadn't such a, I think, kind of like this. Okay. So, all right. So if you hadn't done such a thorough job with the investigation, something like that, we wouldn't have known the truth, or we wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
Found out the truth or discovered the truth. I don't know what this is. But something like this. Like if you hadn't done such a good job with investigating everything and your research, we wouldn't have known the truth. So we wouldn't even know what happened. So that's the third conditional he uses. If you hadn't done such a thorough job, we wouldn't have found out the truth. So is he talking about the past, a past event, a present event, a future event? What do you think?
A past event related to a present event.
Okay, it's a past event that relates to the present. Yes, I know. Okay. Is it something that is this something that happened? Like, it's unreal, right? Because he says, if you hadn't done such a good job. But did Talia do a good job? Was she good at investigating?
But why is unreal?
Because what he says is, if you hadn't done such a good job, now I'm asking you, did Talia do a good job?
Yes, I don't know.
I mean, not according to
Nick.
you, but according to Nick. According to Nick.
Yeah, she did a good job because she figured it out. Everything.
Exactly. So that is why it's unreal, because it's something that never happened. If you hadn't done such a good job, but she did a good job. So that condition of if you hadn't done it is unreal, because she actually did a good job and she can change that. Nobody can go back and change what happened.
Yeah.
That's why it's unreal. Maybe with another example, maybe if I say, okay, maybe last year I don't know, I was going to go to the US, but I got COVID. So I can say, if I hadn't gotten COVID, I would have gone to the States. So it is unreal because I did get COVID, you know, and I cannot change that. I'm just speculating about what could have happened if I hadn't gotten COVID. So it's a speculation. You know, it's something that is not real, that I cannot change, but I'm just speculating about the possible result of a different course of action. So if something different would have happened, what could have happened because of that? So it's the possible result of a different course of action, you know, of something different that you cannot change. Do you get why it's unreal?
No, I still don't get it. Sorry.
No worries. So let's see what we have here. What I mean is you cannot change the past, right?
Okay.
So when we're using this third conditional, we're talking about what could have happened if something different had happened in the past. So if things had been different than they already were.
Oh,
you know?
okay. I think that I know.
Because I did get COVID. There's no other timeline. I did get COVID. But in case I hadn't gotten COVID, which didn't happen, what would the possible result could have been? So maybe I would have gone, but it's unreal because it never happened, you know?
Because I got COVID.
Exactly. Or if I had won the lottery, I would have bought I don't know, a car. So I'm just speculating on a hypothetical situation in the past.
Here you don't have a car and you don't win the lottery.
Yes, you don't have a car and you didn't.
Okay, you didn't win the lottery.
So it's not real because you cannot, it's something that never happened. You never won the lottery, so you never bought a car. But what would have happened if you had won the lottery? ¿Qué hubiera pasado si las cosas hubieran sido distintas? You're speculating. You know, what would have happened if things had been different, if you had done something else instead of what you did?
Yeah, but I don't understand the first case about Talia need conversation about if you hadn't done a good job.
Okay. Maybe it's because you have it's in the negative form. So it's actually about something that did happen, but you're speculating about what could have happened if it didn't happen. So,
okay.
So if you hadn't done a good job, but Talia did a good job. So they found out the truth. You know, so you're speculating about what could have happened if Talia hadn't done a good job. If Talia had been a bad journalist, then they would have never found out anything. You know?
Okay.
So it's the same. We're just speculating about what could have happened in case something else, something different had happened. So for example, if I had money, I would have been happy in the past, but I had no money, so I wasn't happy. Right? This is in the past. I had no money and I was unhappy because of that. So if I had money, I would have been happy, but I didn't have money, so I wasn't happy. Okay. Or if you hadn't been late, we wouldn't have missed the train. But you were late, so we missed the train. No more examples. Okay, now let's talk about the structure. So what you need is, you know that you have two clauses always with a conditional. Do you know what those are?
If and would.
I mean, in a conditional sentence in general, you have two clauses, right?
Uh-huh.
You have the if clause, which is the conditional. And what's the other one?
The would.
Not necessarily would, because it could be a different, it could be a different, but the result.
The result.
So the condition and the result, right? That's a conditional sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So the if clause in the third conditional needs to go with the past perfect. And the result clause needs to go with would have, or could have, or might have. Basically any modal. Modal plus have and past participle. So the if clause, no matter where it is, where it's at the beginning or at the end of the sentence, needs to have the past perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Past perfect. And the result clause needs to be modal, so would, could, might, may, and have, and then the past participle form of the verb. Okay, so this could be a different modal too, not necessarily would.
Mm-hmm.
Modal, have, and past participle. Okay.
Okay.
So, for example, the if clause, I don't know, if I had been more careful, that's the if clause, with the past perfect. If I had been more careful, and then the result, which would be I would have, or I could have, I don't know, I could have been there, maybe. So that's the result clause. Modal, past, have.
Have and past participle.
Yes. Okay, it could also be the other way around. You could say, I could have been there if I had been more careful. So you're just inverting the other.
If I had been more careful, yeah.
Remember to think about the commas, right? If it's at the beginning, you need a comma. If the if is at the beginning, you need a comma. If it's at the middle, you don't need no commas. Now, I think it's important to say what we have here. We cannot use would or wouldn't in the if part. And the reason that they say this is because a lot of people are gonna do this, even natives. So, I mean, not most people, but some people will say something like, if you wouldn't have done such a good job, we wouldn't have figured out. Okay,
Is
so
that
it's
wrong?
I'm sorry?
Is wrong?
It is wrong. Why?
Because we're using twice would.
Yes, this is supposed to be the past perfect, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you hadn't done, instead of if you wouldn't have done, That's the right way. But some people will say this, will say, if you wouldn't have done such a good job, we wouldn't have heard that. Okay, so there, some people make mistakes about that, the third condition.
Okay.
But it's better to just use the right way. If you hadn't been late, we wouldn't have missed the train.
Okay.
So what would you say in this case? I didn't know you were in the hospital.
If I had known, I would have gone to see you.
Great. If I had known, I would have come to see you. But you didn't know, so you didn't go. What about the second one?
If I have been hungry, I might have eaten something.
Great. I like that you're using a different modal. So if I had been hungry, I might have eaten something. What do you think?
John got to the stadium bus in time to catch his bus, but if he had missed the bus, he could have been late for his interview.
Nice. If he had missed the bus, he couldn't be late for his interview. Okay. So what would you say in this case?
If I hadn't stayed up late last night, I might have woken up late.
I mean, if you hadn't stayed up late, it will be the opposite, right? You might have woken up early.
Yeah.
Or on time.
Yeah. I could have waken up at time or on time.
On time. Okay. What about this?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. He could have had no, he could have and have yeah.
Okay. Come again, please.
Okay. He could have avoided an accident if he had been more careful.
Yes, that's perfect. Careful with the verb, right? If he could have avoided an accident.
Yeah.
Nice. That's perfect. He could have avoided.
So it's avoided.
Avoid is in the simple present and avoided is the past and past participle.
Pronunciation is avoided.
Avoided, yes. Remember that whenever the verb ends in T or D, in a T or D sound, you pronounce it like visit, visit, edit, edit, avoid, avoid.
Avoid it, yeah.
Okay. So this one here.
So, okay, if he had studied hard, he could have passed the test.
Okay, if he had studied harder, he could have passed the test. Or he wouldn't have failed the test.
Yeah, so here we use harder, and in the last example we use more careful. So
I mean, not necessarily, but
emphasize,
usually. I'm sorry?
like to emphasize the probably not the mistake but the reaction.
I mean, your attitude, yes, what you did. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds more natural. You could say if he had been careful. So, like here, if you're saying.
I said that because I think it sounds better.
It does sound better, yeah. So the thing is, we usually don't have so black and white, right? So when he says he wasn't careful, he probably was a bit careful, but he wasn't that careful, right? So he was a bit careful. It's not like he was just like driving like crazy. So if he were like, he wasn't careful at all, or if you had something extreme, like he wasn't, I don't know, he was blindsided, then maybe you can say if you have been careful.
Okay.
But since it's never so black and white, probably here he did study a bit. You know, he studied, but he just didn't study hard enough. So he should have studied harder than he did.
Okay.
This one.
Sorry, I have a question here. Can we use should?
No, not really. With the third one, I'm sorry?
Only could, should, I only could, would, might?
Could, would, might, may too.
May, okay. Okay. Sarah couldn't have need dental fillings if she had brushed her teeth frequently.
Okay. Sarah wouldn't have needed, maybe, or could have avoided needing dental fillings, or could have avoided dental fillings. You know?
Yeah.
So Sarah wouldn't have needed dental fillings if she had brushed her teeth. Here we could say maybe more often.
More often.
Because she probably did brush her teeth. Or more frequently, but more often. So it's more natural. So wouldn't have needed.
If he hadn't taken Spanish lessons, he wouldn't have spoken Spanish.
That's great. Yes, that's good. Now there's one thing here. Well, sometimes, what if the result wasn't really in the past? For example, here, he speaks English he speaks English right now. He's gonna speak Spanish in the future and in the past. So the result really is in the present. So you could say, if he hadn't taken lessons, he wouldn't speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes when the result isn't really in the past, when the result is in the present, you can also use the simple present. I mean, it's not the simple present, it's with a modal, right? He wouldn't speak Spanish, like the second condition. So if he hadn't taken lessons, he wouldn't speak Spanish. No hubiera hablado español, no hablaría español.
No hablaría.
Or with Nick, if Talia...
Do we check the second conditional? No.
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah. Okay.
I think maybe there is, I think it's in the grammar part, but I don't know why they mix it up so much. It should be first, second, and third, right? But I think they have first, third, and second for some reason.
Okay.
Like,
I hadn't done. They will know the truth. Yes. That make more sense.
yes. Okay. Or look at this, you can use another verb like learn Spanish because that happened in the past.
Learn.
Right? He learned Spanish in the past. He's not learning right now. He doesn't learn right now. He learned in the past. So the result here is in the past. If he hadn't taken lessons, he wouldn't have learned Spanish. Or he wouldn't speak Spanish.
It's another way to say speak. Learn.
No. Learn means like aprender, right? So he wouldn't have learned. No hubiera aprendido o no hablaría español.
Because learn is aprender, sí.
So the thing is that learn is something that happens once. So he learned Spanish, I don't know, this year. But speaks is something that he's always gonna do, that he does right now. So it's a different thing, you know? It's like, no, you know something. You cannot say really something like, I wouldn't have known, maybe. But you can just say, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's better. Okay.
I wouldn't know that in Spanish being no lo hubiera. ¿No lo sabría?
Yes.
Okay.
So if Talia hadn't done such a good job, ellos no sabrían la verdad, right? Instead, ellos no hubieran sabido la verdad because they still know the truth.
So what would be the difference between I wouldn't know or I wouldn't have known?
So wouldn't know usually refers to, in general, something that you know or you don't know and that you will always know and that you have always known. But wouldn't have known, it's probably referring to one specific thing. Like, I wouldn't have known what to do if you hadn't been there to tell me. So that day, you know, it's not right now. So, no hubiera sabido qué hacer si no me hubieras dicho. But in this case, Peter no sabría español si no hubiera tomado lecciones.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Now this is the last one.
She wouldn't have saved money. No, sorry, no. If she has saved, if she hasn't saved money, she wouldn't have bought a fancy car.
Okay, that's great. But if she hasn't saved money,
Has not.
But this is the past perfect that we need, right? If she hasn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if she hadn't saved money.
Yes.
Yeah. It is past perfect. Mhm.
Let's do one more. So this one here.
If it have if it have rained, Mark and his son wouldn't have gone fishing.
Okay. If it had rained, careful with rain. If it
Had rained?
yes, they wouldn't have gone fishing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, remember that usually we shorted, when we're speaking, wouldn't have.
Wouldn't.
Like they wouldn't have gone fishing. Yeah.
Wouldn't have. Might have. Could have.
Could have, yes. Could have, couldn't have, might have, might. Well, you usually don't use the negative form of might,
Might not.
Might not have. Yes, you could say might not have, but it's not going to be contract.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now tell me some things about you. Like, if you hadn't, you studied business management, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you hadn't studied business management, what do you think you would be doing now, or what would have happened with your life?
If I hadn't studied business management, I think I might study. I think I might have studied. Oh, I don't know how to say veterinaria.
To be a vet?
Yeah, to be a vet.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, that's nice. All right. And what would have happened if you, I don't know, like if you were a vet, but let's try to use the third conditional. So what would have happened if instead of studying business management, you would have gone to vet school?
If I had gone to a vet school, I think I might have been studying now and maybe finish my studies.
Is it longer?
I think that is like any med school.
I don't know. I think, well, maybe not here in Bolivia, but in other countries, yeah.
Yeah, here I think it's 4 years.
Yeah, it's like any regular major.
Yes.
But yeah, in other countries, it's kind of like med school.
Yeah, it's the same, but with animals.
So they take it more seriously.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what can you tell me? What if you hadn't learned English?
What?
If you hadn't learned English?
If I hadn't?
Yes, if you hadn't learned English.
Like now or? No, I don't understand your question.
Like in the past, if you hadn't learned English, because I think right now you kind of speak English already. So
okay.
English.
Okay. If I hadn't have learned English, I might have started for the beginning. Like it would take me months and I wouldn't have the chance to take my exam in January or February.
Okay. Great. Yeah, that's right. So you would start right now, or well, you would have started, I think, last month. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What if you, I don't know, if you, I don't know, tell me something you did that kind of was a deciding factor in your life, like a major thing.
Okay. Mm. Something that was a major thing, I think, in college was if I hadn't if I hadn't finished my thesis,
This is, yeah.
thesis, I wouldn't have graduated with my friends, and that's why I pushed myself to finish my thesis.
Oh, okay. So, right, you needed to finish your thesis in order to graduate with them.
Yes, yes, yes. From
Mm.
the beginning, I say no, I have time, or I can do it the next year, whatever. It doesn't matter for me. But then I saw my friends who I was with them from school, since school. So
Oh,
I graduated from school and then college, and I say no, I really want to do that. So because of that, I finished my thesis.
okay. Well, that's really nice. That's great. So you had something that pushed you to do it, as you say.
Yes,
That's
yes.
because otherwise, I think, yeah, people usually leave it until.
I might relax and take my time.
That's true. Yes. Okay. Um, all right. And do you have any questions about the third
No,
conditional?
no. With a third condition, no.
Okay. I think you're good with it. You kind of already knew, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
There's one more thing that we need to see.
Used to?
Uh,
Supposed to.
It's supposed to.
Okay.
It's. I think I've heard you use it, so it's quite common.
Yeah, I think I use it.
You may. Okay. So be supposed to. In Spanish, it would be kind of like se supone que, but to be honest, I think that in English it's a lot more used than in Spanish. So it's kind of like another way to say should, and it's used to talk about expectations most of the time. Expectations or also duties. So how we feel or how we think something should be or shouldn't be, or how somebody should behave. Like, for example, Talia says, I'm supposed to be a professional. So she should be a professional. That's what her job is, right? So she's supposed to be a professional. She's expected to be a professional. Se supone que es una profesión. So the thing about supposed to, I would say the main difference with should is that you usually use it and it kind of implies that
You know that something.
that you're not meeting the expectation, that the opposite is happening. So you're supposed to be a professional, but you weren't a professional here. So that's kind of what implies.
You are a professional, but you're not acting like a professional.
Exactly. So you're supposed to be one, but you weren't one when you were doing it. So people expect her to ask her in a professional way, but in this time she messed up. So she made a mistake here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we use supposed to, I think. Mostly when we want to kind of imply that we should act in a way or something should be in a way, but it's not being in that way. So the movie is supposed to start at 5:05, So that's what we expect to happen. That's the schedule. I don't know, like usually when we talk about the future, we can use it in different ways, in different tenses too. When we talk about the future, like this is supposed to start at, I don't know, at midnight. So it's still, we don't know how it's gonna be. In that case, it's just like should. It doesn't have any implications. So it should start at 5:05, or it's expected to start at 5:05. So the movie is supposed to start at 5:05. We don't know whether it's going to start at that time or not, but it should start at that time. So it's just like a should. Or Valentino's supposed to be a great restaurant. So it's like everybody thinks or everybody says that Valentino's a great restaurant. So it's supposed to be a great restaurant. We don't know. I think we're going to find out when we go to Valentino's, but it should be because everybody is talking about it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
How we feel about how something should or shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the grammar part. We can use the simple present, like the movie thing. The movie is supposed to start at midnight. And that can mean present or future. Like we can say, John is supposed to be in the office now, present, or he is supposed to be in the office tomorrow, future. So we use the simple present for both the present or future expectations. Okay, and it's the simple present. Is supposed to, isn't supposed to.
Oh, okay.
And we can also use past, right? So you was supposed to be at the office yesterday. In that case, it's in the past and it refers to the past. So he was supposed to be at the office. He should have been at the office yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, is that it? And the grammar, we're not looking at the grammar.
Where can I see these explanations? Because when I saw the video, the first video, the woman talking at the beginning, I can see these explanations.
I mean, you are supposed to see them because it's unlocked. So it's this. I mean, you know how I usually assign you these ones, which are the practice. But the first one of those, this one here, is the explanation. So you're supposed to be able to see that. The ones that I assign you are the two practice ones. And the first one is supposed to be the explanation.
I think it's because I saw the first, I mean the beginning of that, only the video, but I don't.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Like I never see.
Yeah. This is teacher view right now. This is how I see it, but how you see it.
Always, at the end of the video is next. Yes, but I never see it. And I think, what is the explanation?
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, you need to press next.
Yes. Okay.
And the grammar. So the way this works is any form of the verb be, anyone, so it could be simple present, he is supposed to be, past, he was supposed to be, modal, but it's kind of difficult to picture this with a modal verb, like
always like supposed in past.
Yes, because this is the passive voice, right? So like you say, she is seen, so she is supposed, because suppose is a verb, but that's another thing. Just memorize the phrase supposed to in the past, always, like used to, she's used to do this. So yes, it's always like that. So be simple present or past, she is, she was, supposed to, and then the base form. So she's supposed to be, she's supposed to drink, we are supposed to see.
Be reading. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. We're supposed to.
Not complicated, I think.
I'm sorry?
It's not complicated.
Yeah, I think they usually mix it like two hardcore ones and then the other one is little in there. Okay. So let's see what we have. Okay, so this is the brochure of this, I don't know, of this hotel. So this is the brochure. These are the things that this hotel offers. Like this is supposed to be the star rating, their location, how the rooms are, and everything else. That's the brochure they offer. And here's a letter, or here's a review, kind of a review, a letter, but a review at the same time of the hotel, of somebody who went there and was staying in the hotel and found out that it was not actually how it was supposed to be.
Okay.
So can you maybe read the letter?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I thought this trip was going to be great, but it's nothing like I thought it would be. It's a 20-minute walk in the beach to the beach, which is crowded every day. My room is tiny, and the TV gets only 3 channels. All of the restaurants are awful, the food isn't fresh, and the waiters are rude. The swimming pool isn't open, and the jacuzzi is cold. When I went to work out in the health club, I couldn't because the equipment was old and didn't work. I was looking forward to dancing at night, but the only music is a guy playing the guitar by himself and not very well. I'm so disappointed. I can't wait to get back home. Love, Lucinda.
Okay, so sounds like a nightmare.
Yes.
Okay. Has that ever happened to you that you, I don't know, when you went somewhere or you did something that was supposed to be great, but it ended up being disappointing?
Yes. Yes, something like that happened, but not with a hotel.
So tell me about it. What was it?
Okay. I have a friend. I study with her in high school, but then she moved to the States, and she's still my friend, but not my best friend now. And I always said, "Oh, I want to visit you," and we talk like friends, you know. And one day I said, "Oh, I am going to States with my family for a vacation, and I think I could visit you. I can I can ask my parents and visit you for, I don't know, 10 days or a week." And she's like, "Oh, that's great." But when I mean, it was so different. It passed like 3 years that we hadn't see each other.
Okay.
And I don't know, it was different. So when I arrived and she picked me from the airport, it was too different. And she lived with her with her dad, only with her dad. And I think that 10 days that I will stay with her, that I supposed to stay with her, it would be like epic, like 10 days with my best friend.
Okay.
Not because we will visit, I don't know, the places or touristic places, but stay with her and have fun. But it was really awkward. It's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to be a magnificent 10 days, but it was really awkward. I stayed in my room. I woke up like 6 a.m. and I was staring in my bed like, oh, what I do, or do I have, I don't know. It was really awkward. And in the breakfast, I used to have breakfast with her dad, and she left me alone. Like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and she go upstairs to her bedroom, and I was like a half an hour talking with his dad about the animals outside, and I was, oh, I think it's time to take a shower, and I say goodbye to her dad, and happens that she had to work, and it's supposed that she asked for a free day to her job, but it didn't happen. She said, oh, you're going with my dad, and I say, okay, don't worry. So I spent like 2 hours with her dad in a car. I really slept in the car. Like, he was showing me, oh, here lives, I don't know, na na na. And I said, oh, that's great. And I slept like I was
Like
sad.
what he was talking?
Yeah, he was talking, but I mean, I don't know if I was tired, but I don't know what happened. Maybe that we were in the car a long time, like an hour, and it was like, I don't know, a hard, no, hard, ambiente pesado,
Yeah, like how would you say that? You could say tide air in that it's like,
night.
yeah,
Yeah,
calmer.
it was bad.
Okay.
So that's my story. It's supposed to be an epic trip, but it wasn't. Uh, and if someone asks me, do you want, do you regret to go? Yes, I think I regret. Like, why I didn't go with my parents and came from Bolivia. It was the worst days.
So did you end up staying the whole 10 days or did you leave earlier?
Oh, okay, something happened. Her mom was sick, and her brother called her, and he said that it was an emergency, and she had to come to Bolivia. So we have to I don't know, volver, like, yeah, we have to come back 3 days earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the minute in the when we come back, we lost our flight,
Okay.
and we stay in Miami a day.
Like,
Yes. Yeah, that part was good. The losing the flight.
yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
At least you can stay like the whole 10 days.
Yeah, I
You know?
know. But you know what? She said, oh, you can stay the 3 days
With
you
your
left
with his dad.
with my dad.
Oh my gosh. No.
No
How awkward.
way. I will go with you. I will go
Oh.
with you.
Oh my
Imagine
god.
that.
No, that would have been really awkward.
Yeah, if I were her, I would say no. I don't know if you had the chance to change your flight,
Yeah.
but if you have the chance, you can come with me. I will say that. But if you don't have the chance, maybe I can borrow you some money, or
To stay
in
so.
the last chance, you can stay with my dad. You can split it, no?
Yeah.
The options. I will do it. I would have do that. I would have done that.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would probably, yeah, that probably have been a better option, because yeah, staying
Yeah.
with your dad, that
But you never know him. That you never have met him.
yeah,
No,
when you stay with
he was
someone
my
else,
like when he visited in Cochabamba. I mean, oh, he's my dad, and I say, oh, okay, hi, nice to meet you. But it was once or twice in my
yeah.
whole life.
So yeah,
Imagine like stay with him 3 days.
it could have been different if you had known her dad like
Yeah,
from
couldn't have. Yeah,
okay.
but when I talk about this with my parents, I say, oh, it was perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Like I
because
have an amazing time, and I
yeah.
will repeat it.
Imagine your parents telling you, "Oh, you can go back next year if you want and stay with your friend," and you doing that like,
No, I would say, oh, sorry, next year I will not have time, or I have better plans to. I don't know, but yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Honestly, I
I
think
sorry, no, keep going.
no, I think that when you're going to go on a trip, like it's better if you go on your own, like you stay in a hotel, because staying with somebody else, even if you know them, like even if like in your case, you hadn't been in touch for like some time, so it was kind of normal that it was awkward, you know. But even if you
Yeah,
don't know the person, even if they're your friends and everything, I think it's better to go on your own, because you know there's the family, and obviously if they live there, especially they're gonna have to do other things. So yeah, it's better to just
yeah,
go on your
yeah. I agree with you. Like I think that also when you travel or you visit someone, or yeah, when you travel, you are not supposed to like have high expectations,
yeah,
you know, because if you have high expectations, it's like if something not happened the way you want to happen, you you feel bad, or you do, you didn't like the trip, or you know.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's true for everything. Like it's better not to have so high expectations, because there are two options. Either you get disappointed or you don't get so excited as if you weren't expecting something. But
Exactly.
if you have low expectations, you're just okay, let's see what happens. And then you something good happens, then it's like
Oh,
twice
it
as
was,
exciting.
yeah,
And if it's not that good, then you won't get disappointed. It's like, okay, I wasn't expecting.
but
So
it
yeah,
wasn't so bad. It was not what I was expecting.
yeah, that's true. For
Yeah.
almost everything, I would say.
Yeah, that's why I learned about that.
Okay, nice. So your experience wasn't at all how it was supposed to be, we could say.
Yeah, it wasn't how it was supposed to be.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. We need to kind of create these sentences like the hotel was supposed to be on the beach, but it was 20 minutes away, with all
Okay.
this information that we have here and from the letter.
Okay.
Okay. So what would you say?
Okay. My Can I see the example, please? Please, I forgot what the first sentence. Like, my bed. Ah, the hotel. Okay. If we talk about hotel bedrooms, it's not hotel bedrooms.
You usually just say room.
Room.
But yeah,
Okay.
bedroom.
The hotel room.
Yes, hotel room.
Okay, the hotel room supposed to be large, comfortable, and with satellite TV, but my room is, instead of that, my room is tiny and the TV gets only 3 channels.
Okay. All right. So the rooms were supposed to be large, comfortable, and have satellite TV, but they were okay. All right. They weren't. What about
So
the
when I use instead of that,
yeah?
is it
But
okay?
it's
I'm
okay.
using
It's better to
supposed.
just say instead. Instead of that, just say instead.
Ah, yeah.
It was supposed to be large. Instead, it was tiny, you know? Or but it was tiny, or but instead. Or you could say like, usually if you use, I mean, but instead could work. Doesn't sound so good though. So it was supposed to be large. Instead, it was tiny. Or,
Okay.
but it was tiny instead.
Oh, okay. At the end. Okay.
So
A ver. mm, The brochure of the Beachwater Hotel said that it has 3 restaurants: Palm Grill, Rabbit Coffee, and Sea Breeze Restaurant. No. Uh, but but no, it didn't say nothing about the restaurant.
make it up if you want.
Okay, but the but it was only one restaurant open
Okay.
instead,
All right.
and the pool and there wasn't fresh. The food wasn't fresh, and the waiters were rude.
Okay. Nice. So there was only one restaurant open. Okay.
Okay.
What else?
The hotel was supposed to have outdoor swimming pool and jacuzzi, and open it all day, but the swimming pool wasn't open and the jacuzzi was cold instead. The hotel supposed to have a dance club and nightly entertainment, but instead the only music was a guy playing the guitar by himself, and not very well.
Okay. Remember, we need the verb be, right? So the hotel was supposed to have a dance club.
I didn't say that.
I think you skip the was, so the hotel supposed to have.
Okay, the hotel is supposed to
No, was
have. Okay, supposed to have dance club and nightly entertainment, but instead, the only music was a guy playing the guitar with himself, and it was not very well.
Okay, great. So you're supposed to have this dance club.
Uh-huh.
All right. And what about the health club?
Okay, the health club, state of art equipment. I don't know the meaning of that. Like,
It's basically new. State of the art is like the new thing, the newest thing that you can find.
the health club, it was supposed to have a state of art equipment, but instead the equipment was old and didn't work.
Okay, perfect. So the health club was supposed to have this state of the art equipment, but instead it wasn't. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions about the be supposed to?
No, like, can I see again the brochure and examples, please? Yeah. So here when we said it's supposed to be, we're talking about the past.
When you say it was supposed to be, but it was, yes.
It was supposed to be.
Right. Like, se suponía, right? O se supone que era, I think. So it's in the past. It's a past experience. This person,
Okay.
Lucinda, already went and came back from the hotel. She stayed there in the past, and she read the brochure in the past too. So she thought it was gonna be a great hotel, but it was.
Okay. She's talking about the experience that she had.
Exactly. Past
Okay. Okay.
If in the case that she hasn't done it yet, she's gonna do it. I mean, she's gonna go and stay in the hotel probably next year. She can say, "Oh, I'm super excited to go to this hotel. It's supposed to be on the beach and it's supposed to be private and crowded." So in that case, you're using the present.
Okay.
Okay.
So this week, if we talk about supposed to the present or the future.
If you use the simple present, it is supposed to, then it refers to both. It could refer to both the present or the future.
Okay, yeah.
Both.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Was my question.
All right. Any other question or anything else?
No.
Okay. So please don't forget the survey.
Yeah, sorry. I have one more question. I don't know if you saw my message, but
yeah, I did. Okay. So you said you finished the assignment that I gave you yesterday?
Yes.
And then it should be okay. I mean, it was the B3 one, you know, the one that had the...
Yeah, the B2.
B2? Wasn't it B3? Okay, let's see.
I don't remember. But I had like 7 No, I don't know how many assignments left. But
Alright.
do you have another Maria Fernanda as a student? Yeah.
Not right now. I think those
Oh.
are previous courses. And yeah. So, okay, let's see. All right, so B3 now is complete, 95, so we can leave it there. Now, yeah, B2.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay, let's check. Then, you know what? It must have been B2 and B3 at the same time.
That
one.
was yesterday.
Yes, okay, let's check. All right, so this is what I sent you yesterday, right? B3.
Uh-huh.
So what's missing?
But it was only B3 that it was missing. Not B3, not B2.
Yeah, because this is what it was missing, right? B3.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what. Maybe I just need to delete those assignments. Well, how do I do that? Okay, I'm gonna delete this
Can we
one.
check what is about this, or so
Yeah.
I cannot remember if I did or I
Okay.
didn't.
So B2. In B2, we saw simple past and past continuous
Yeah.
and reported speech
Yes, I did.
and relative clauses, like I'm the person who did this. Or
I
who was.
did.
You did?
Being honest, I don't remember if I did, but I did all the assignments.
Yeah, I think you did too, because from what I remember, it was the B3 one that was missing.
Yes.
So it must be that I didn't
Or
eliminate
you
that.
double assignment. Assign me.
I'm sorry?
If you double, like
If I
you
double
assign
assign.
double, yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, bro, that's what happened. Let's see. So
But you can do that.
I'm sorry?
But can you do that?
Delete it?
No, like assign double.
I think so. I'm not sure. I haven't done it before, but I guess, because otherwise it should be okay. So let's see. Okay, this is B2. So what's going on?
This is B2.
Yep. You sure you did it? Maybe you didn't. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because I don't see another B2.
1-1. Yeah, that's the
B2, B1, B2, B3. So yeah, it's weird.
Can I saw the vocabulary? Maybe without.
Vocabulary. It's not here.
No.
No, but you didn't say vocabulary that day. Listening, writing, grammar.
So November 10.
It was November 10th. Yes.
Let me see what day it was. Thursday? No. No. There must be a mistake because I check every day.
Okay,
Seriously,
so
I check every day.
November 10th.
In the mornings and in the afternoons.
Okay. So what do we do now?
So this
okay, I'm gonna delete this and let's see what happens. How do I delete it? Okay, maybe if okay, I'm gonna change the due date to, okay, maybe tomorrow later. Oh no, I think I need to do it manually, like each one. Okay, what happened? I think it was better just to change it. Okay, no, that's not. Okay, but I think I can do this. So I just need to delete it, right? But I don't know if I delete it, aren't your grades gonna be deleted from the B2 one?
Mm, true. Okay, let me see my grades first.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, can you see your grades now? How is it? I reassigned it, so I changed the due date to see what happens.
Mm,
B2.
um,
Now you have no grades
no,
for the B
still missing 10 assignments.
from the B2 one.
Yes, I don't know if there is B2, but it was 35 over 45. Like,
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. 35 or, but that must be
the one
B3
that
is
is,
correct. No, B4. B4, now you have 13 out of 18. How did that happen? Gosh,
what?
I have no idea how that happened because B4 was correct, wasn't it?
B4. Yeah, it was correct.
It was okay. So now you're missing 5 from the B4 and 5 from the
No,
B2.
I have 81%.
In the B4 one?
Yeah, no, like in score, I have
Okay.
81, but at 2 minutes ago, I had 75, I think.
Okay, let me check. I'm gonna check and I'm gonna see every report to see,
Yes.
yeah, one by one and see what's going on. And if I cannot figure it out, I'm gonna talk to Ruth. Maybe something happened. Maybe, the thing is that more people use this teacher account that I have. So maybe they deleted something or I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
it's because I didn't buy it, right? I share with other people's.
you don't, I do. Yours
Ah,
is supposed to be okay. So they cannot delete anything from your assignments or something that you have handed in. But more teachers share this one. So maybe
ah,
something happened. But I'm gonna talk to Ruth and see. I'm gonna check each one by one and see what happens. Because the only one that I was missing, according to what I have from before, was the B3 one, which is now correct. So we can change your grade here.
because we check all the assignments.
We did. I checked before and it
No,
was
we checked yesterday, and There was like four assignments. I think there were 13 and it was 17.
Yeah, you were just missing 4 here, and now it's
Yeah.
completely everyone. But anyhow, these were your grades before this happened. The only one that was wrong was the B3, that you had 60, but now I'm correcting it to what you have now. But I'm gonna ask and see what happens with the platform so that there's no confusion there.
Okay.
Okay, Mafi, no worries about that.
Okay.
Okay.
So see you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Andrea.